did not realize I had the name wrong when I typed it out.
Yeah, the CBF show, College Ball Foot.
I got it fixed now. It's week 8. I'm Jacob. He's Paul. This is the Down East Sports Network college football show following a sloppy Thursday night game against Tulane. Let's get right into it. 26-19 the final as Tulane scores late to take the lead back and defeat our Pirates. Like I said earlier, just an absolute sloppy game. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on Twitter, retweet, like, give us a follow. If you're on Twitch, follow us on there. Appreciate y'all that come every week and watch the show, and we enjoy doing it, and hopefully y'all enjoy watching. The chat is free game. If y'all want to get things off your chest, put it in there. If you have questions, put it in there. If you want to say my hat looks ugly, you can eat something.
If you want to say mine looks fresh,
yours is fresh.
Go ahead and put that in there.
But like I was saying, Tulane 26, ECU 19, and arguably one of the sloppiest football games I think I've ever watched.
Yeah, it was gross.
On both sides, which was funny because we said for ECU to win last week and to keep it competitive, they had to play a near perfect game. Well, we could have been more wildly wrong because, Tulane did not play a great game, and neither did we. Nor do I think we really should have been in that game at the half. Shout out to the red zone defense.
Yep.
But for as sloppy as it, like, listening to Igo, looking on Twitter, just kind of feeling out the fan base, I think everybody was disappointed in the loss. But doing some self-reflecting, the fact that we played as bad as we did and only lost by 7. And I'm still not convinced if that kid just fair catches it and we get 5 more seconds, we might have tied the game because we got down the field pretty darn quick.
Yep.
I think there's just 3 obvious things that killed us in this game. If you were to point out 3 plays, 2 plays, the face mask.
Yeah.
That was a dagger.
Definitely.
They were going to kick a 48-yard field goal. There would have been a lot more time left.
I put out a tweet when that happened. Just basically, it was a summary of the game. I just said, stupid, poorly timed penalties. That was what killed us in this game.
We took a lot of penalties in this game. I didn't write down the numbers, but I know we took a lot of penalties this game.
Dumb penalties is what it was.
Procedural penalties in week 7.
Piling them up.
Cost us on our first drive. It cost us when we were on the 5-yard line and we get a delay a game because we chose to substitute for God knows what reason. That's also a little on the ref for, like, dude, your job's to put your hand on the center's back. Where were you?
Yeah.
Still, I don't understand. The tempo's been working in the red zone all year. Why do you make a substitution and slow things down?
At this point in the 2025 college football season, we are stupid to rely on the refs to do their job.
Yeah.
We'll get to that
another game. But, yeah, we'll get to another game.
But again, sticking with this, we can't, like, I'm not gonna blame officiating at all because I feel not blame them, but, like, I don't even feel like it's worth a talking point because if we really want to dissect it, we might have been bailed out by at least one call on the last drive to get us down in range to throw the Hail Mary. Not that it mattered in the end, but one of those PI calls was a little suspect.
They definitely were loose with pass interference in that game.
Yeah, well, until they cracked down on it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, which made no sense. But
stupid.
We've played 6 football games. 6.
Yep.
Paul, I don't think we've played 4 quarters of any game. I mean, both teams I
No.
cheer for, I think I'm yet to watch them play a complete game.
Trying to think. We played a quarter and a half against State.
Yep.
I'm
Played
not.
2 against
I mean,
Coastal.
we didn't even play 4 against Campbell, but we didn't need to, so we get a
No.
pass. We get a pass there.
Played a half against Army.
BYU, we played
a half.
Not even. We played
a
one
quarter
one quarter and about
quarters.
7/8 of the next quarter. Yeah. Army, we played the first and fourth quarters. Yeah, I mean,
it's borderline inexcusable at this point, and the defense kept us in this game, but the ineptitude of the offense at times has been impressively bad. And at the beginning of the year, I think you listen to us on this show, you listen to any show related to Pirate football. I think we all said at the beginning of the year that this team was going to be relying on their offense and the defense was going to be suspect.
We thought
it's
it was
been
going to
opposite.
We thought it was going to be a change of pace. Because I mean, since Mike Houston became our head coach, we were a defense first team. It seemed like.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, it seemed like this year it was going to be different. And here we are back where we were before, which is fine. But with the offense showing what they were capable of last year and what they are capable of in spurts this year,
yeah,
it not only comes down to the inconsistency of the play on the field, but the inconsistency of the play calling and the game management. I feel like from the booth, or I guess from the sideline.
Yeah.
At the same time, I feel like John David Baker, while I do like a lot of what he does, is wildly inconsistent when it comes. Like, I mean, take the Army game for example. We got 21-0 in the first quarter of that football game and just laid down. We just said, all right, yeah, we won.
That's enough.
Which, to be fair, Army scored 6 points in that game. He was right. But at the same time, I would have liked to have seen 35. I would have liked to have seen 35 plus points at halftime. And we finished with 20. We finished with 28 because of a fake field goal in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that, which it doesn't necessarily tie into the Tulane game just because it was so bad all around in that first half, and then we finally pick it up in the second half. I don't know on a quarter by quarter basis what to expect to see out of our offense.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the defense in that same token, I don't know what to expect either between the 20s. Once
they're inside the 20, they're spectacular.
Once whoever we're playing gets inside the red zone, we look like the 85 Bears. Yeah. But before, I mean, it's almost like teams are expecting to average at least 3 points a drive against us because they're almost certainly going to get into field goal range 85% of the time, it feels like.
It certainly looks that way. And my two biggest takeaways from this game were, wow, our offensive line is bad. And that's not to take anything away from Tulane's front seven. They get after it, which little preview to the preview. So does this Tulsa team.
Timeout. Jacksonville State is whooping Delaware's ass right now.
I was wondering what you had on.
For those of you who have been confused by this crazy light, I'm in a hotel room in Chapel Bill, watching Delaware Jacksonville State. So anyways, we'll move on from that. But it's 21 spit with like halfway through the second quarter. The ass-kicking chickens are winning.
Our offensive line play hasn't been great. We're down a right tackle now. I think he's out for the year.
Yeah. Have we got an official report on that?
I thought I saw Iger say he was out for the year, but I'm not positive about that.
I think you're right. I can't remember. I can dive through Mr. Iger's tweets real quick.
Yeah. The other thing is, as good as I think our safety group is, our corners are the exact opposite.
Yeah,
Our corners are bad.
it's rough. Our safeties, like you
Bad.
said, fantastic.
That's
Half of
which
our
if
DB
T could have held on to the one and the second one
no,
he dropped, if
I was about to say both of them. The first one he got
the first one,
mauled, but
yeah, but if he'd
that
have held on to
second
the
one,
first or the second one rather, like we might
he
be
did
talking about a
this.
win.
He did this as one does to try to catch a football. That ball went about right here, straight through his arms into the back of the end zone.
It's the reason he
That.
plays
I mean,
defense.
that would have flipped the game on its head because there was green grass,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and he's not a
That
slow guy either.
No, he's not. But I mean, our corners got beat up. They were killing us in the flats, which that's another thing. We adjusted in the second half, but I mean, their passing game, and we talked about how they were a rush first team. I mean, they threw the ball at will against our defense,
Yep.
which is a scary sight with some of the teams we got coming down the line. I think if you were to look and, say, hey, if you were to talk to us at the beginning of the year, ECU goes 3-3 through their first 6 games, I think both of us would probably be like, all right, I think we can guess where the losses are and where the wins are.
Yeah, I feel like
But
we've
the
beaten the
fact
teams that we're supposed to beat, and we've lost to the teams that we were supposed to lose to.
it's just, yeah, Tulane's a better team than we are. But it is, when you think back, maybe not BYU, but if you think back to NC State and you look at this Tulane game and say we play 4 quarters the way we've seen this team play at times, I think we have 2 more wins.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a crazy statement, especially against NC State because we just gashed them in the second half.
Oh, yeah. We got our asses handed to us by BYU, who is a bona fide top 25 team in this country, if not top 15. I love BYU this year as a football
big
team.
Matchup this weekend.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that twice, I believe. Actually, I know we will. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a very winnable game that we weren't necessarily supposed to win, but had every opportunity to do so, and just failed to capitalize. I don't have it was a classic ECU football loss. I don't feel extremely passionate about it one way or the other. That was just it's not exactly how I expected it to go, but if you told me that was what was going to happen, then yeah, I'd have believed you.
I mean, I sat here last week and told you that they're going to score late to take the lead and probably cover, and they didn't end up covering. But I also saw
I thought the line was 6.5.
Was it 6.5?
I think it was 6.5. I think they covered by half a point.
Yeah. So all right. Either way, the only other thing I kind of saw from the masses online is the lack of pass rush. I think that had more to do with keeping Resloff in the pocket than it really has to say about our pass rush.
Yeah.
I think they just didn't want him to leave.
He also he did not
and
look
clearly we're not talented enough on the corner to play man coverage.
No.
We're just not.
Retzloff did not look like anything spectacular though.
No.
I will say that. Like we held him in check. Like they did a lot of their damage on the ground.
Yeah.
Which was
they still ran the ball halfway decently, but it was quick passes that did us in more than anything else. He wasn't holding the ball very long. He didn't have to make very many hard throws. And when he did have to make hard throws, we should have had 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, he had one big-time throw, I think, the whole game where he put it into a tight space.
Late in that game, was it not?
Yeah. I think, yeah. So, not going to beat up too much more on it. Would have been great to win, but I think all
in all, like, it is what it is. I mean, it's a result
that we still control our own destiny in this conference.
Well, I don't know about that because
I mean, you're going to need a little help, but you run the table, go 7-1. You need Tulane to win out.
Yeah, but then that takes out both USF and Memphis, which I feel like each of those teams' only true losable game left on their schedule is each other.
Yeah,
because I do believe they play each other late in the season.
I I believe so as well.
So
Um,
that's the only thing that scares me is that the team that wins that game is going to have to slip up somewhere else, and
somewhere else.
I don't know if that's in the
I mean,
cards. Obviously,
yeah,
I mean, again, we still like we kept it close against a very good team. Neither team played well, but we played a competitive game against a team that's just simply better than us, and we have one loss in conference.
yep,
And aside from the Memphis game, every other game
should be winnable.
looks like we should win it comfortably. And even that Memphis game, I mean, we saw what we just did to Tulane. Like we didn't. Obviously, I'm not going to pump our tires too much. It's not like we won the game,
Yeah,
but we I feel like made that game sloppy. And so if we can do that to a Memphis team, which I'm under the impression is probably the best team in the G5, which I mean, I've been saying that about them in USF since before the season started.
yeah,
But I mean, I don't know. Again, it all hinges on the three teams that are for sure ahead of us. Because I don't think Navy's a better team than us. They have a better record,
no.
and we don't play them, so we don't get to prove it. But
And Lord knows if we play him, we'd probably lose.
well,
Um,
if it was at home, yes. If it was at
yeah,
Navy, who knows?
there's
But
a better shot.
yeah,
Get your boy Daffer back out there.
hey,
Um,
54 yards, buckets.
burning couches, baby. Moving on to the rest of week 7. Penn State loses 3 straight.
Woof.
Loses 3 straight.
I gave
Their
him a
quarterback's
woof last week. Woof.
wolf.
Yikes.
Because at least like on my notes here, UCLA's humming.
It's
You said it. You
it's
said it.
I we'll get to that in a second. It's one thing to lose at home to Oregon in overtime.
Yeah.
It's another thing to lose to a UCLA team, which at the time it still is a horrible loss, but UCLA looks like they figured a lot of stuff out. But then to turn around after both of those losses back to back and lose at home, lose on homecoming at your home stadium, it's a stripe out game. You got the old school end zones. You got whatever throwback patch on your jersey, and go out and lose to Northwestern, who's I mean not the worst team in the country, but is
Might be one of the worst teams in the Big Ten.
never the class of the Big Ten, and to do that on your home field, that's
Wolf.
James
So
Franklin
obviously
deserved to be fired.
James Franklin's fired. That was the next statement there. The second biggest firing of the week behind what happened down there in Alabama.
I was about to say there's two different Trents lost their head coaching job. Trent Bray and Trent Dilfer.
Um,
Also,
my only
side
thing
note,
is like, yeah, go ahead.
I was just a side note. One of my notes was like one of my notes about this week was that South Carolina needs to fire Mike Shula. They fired the O-line coach at least, which that was one of the more infuriating football games I've ever watched in my life. But just false start, false start, false start, false start, false start. But so it's something. But there was some coach turnover this week for sure.
My only thing with Penn State is who are they going to get that's better?
That's the problem. It's a
I get the clear issues with Franklin because I've been the one beating the drum. He can't win big games. He doesn't beat ranked teams. He just doesn't.
I saw a TikTok about it revolved around one of my all-time favorite YouTube videos that SB Nation put out a while ago. It was a John Boys video. It's called the Terrell Pryor problem, where when Terrell Pryor was with the Cleveland Browns, obviously he was a very good quarterback for Ohio State in college, and then was the Browns' best receiver. When their quarterback was to get hurt, do you put in Terrell Pryor, who you know is a good quarterback, and lose your best receiver? Or do you put in whoever else is on your roster to play quarterback and keep your best receiver in Terrell Pryor? Right now, Penn State came to the crossroads of, do we fire our coach that we don't believe is cut out for this job, or do we go find another coach, even though the coach we just fired is the number one candidate for this job?
Yeah.
I don't know where you go from there. I mean, everybody's been saying that Kurt Signetti is calls 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3, which he has to be. He has to be. He's going to
Oh,
say
yeah.
no, and then you call Lane Kiffin, and then when he
Who's
says no,
also going to say no.
you probably call Matt Rule.
Or Matt Campbell.
I like the Matt Campbell. I mean, Kenny
Ah.
Dillingham. But
I
there's
mean, there's
also like
options. It's just like this
well,
is a little. This is an extreme case of know who you are. I think Penn
yeah,
State gets looked at in a light similar to Michigan and Ohio State. Brother, I think they only got 2 natties.
they've only
Like
ever won one
historically,
Rose Bowl.
yeah, like this isn't like a historically dominant program. It's just
Yeah.
not.
Which, to be
They
fair,
had one coach that was great.
which was there from the 60s until what, 09?
Took them 19 years to win a title.
Yeah. But and to be fair with the Rose Bowl thing that I pointed out, they didn't join the Big Ten until what, the late 80s.
Late 80s, I think. Yeah.
So that makes sense from our conference wasn't tied into the game situation. But even still, with that long being Penn State, you'd think they'd at least win more than one. It might be
Yeah.
2, whatever it is. But I mean, they were talking about it on Unnecessary Roughness, how where good Lord, my brain.
Find it.
I'm getting there. I need some words of encouragement.
You got this.
Thanks. I think that discouraged me. You say something and I'll figure it out.
Something. But if you're Penn State, I don't know where you go from here. Your quarterback's out for the year. This is just going to be a dead year for them. It is what it is, I guess. The fall from grace that they've had, though, is just quite impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Quite impressive. We can kind of jump in. UCLA, I kind of hit on that a little bit. UCLA just drummed Sparty.
Yeah.
Drummed.
Forget what I was about to say. I know it's somewhere, and it might come up when we're talking about picks. But
yeah, I was about to say it'll happen during the Jersey segment.
Yeah, probably. Which that's going to be a fun one tonight. But yeah, UCLA did exactly what I thought they would to Michigan State.
They just whooped them up. Michigan State's not good.
Sorry, no, well, there's that aspect. There's also UCLA should be ranked. The way they've looked the last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, whatever.
That's spicy.
It's a good football team.
That's spicy, right?
That's a good football team. Which there's another team that should be ranked. That's not that I'll get to that later. But
keeping it in the Big Ten. There was a team last year that very much benefited from a weaker schedule.
They sure did.
That's not this year's Indiana team.
It looked like, looking at their schedule, it looked like outside of a couple games, it was going to be more of the same. No.
No. They're legit. And I sat here and told you Oregon was going to beat them by 20. Nope.
No, I was right there with you.
Nope.
Indiana's
just good.
That's a
good football team.
That is a legitimate national title contender, which is hilarious to say about the all-time losingest program in college football history, which is exactly what Indiana is. They have lost more games than anyone ever. Damn, that's a good football team. Fernando Mendoza looked so good.
Awesome.
Signetti and his staff called a hell of a game. Is it?
I mean, they're doing it with 2 and 3 star recruits. Like, it's not like he's getting massive recruits there or anything. He's just flat out coaching teams.
Surratt is a legitimate first round NFL talent at wide receiver. To be fair, I did say last week that Indiana has NFL dudes all over that football team. It's not like last year when it was like a happy go lucky kind of story. There's a football team.
Oh yeah.
That was, me with how I feel about Oregon from my childhood. that one kind of hurt a little bit, but at the same time, it was cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Indiana finally they finally, in one of their few opportunities to get a statement win, they actually took care of business and did it. So that was refreshing that they might be one of the best teams in the country. And it's not a might be anymore. They are one of the best teams in the country.
They're one of the best teams in the country. I think that will be reflected when we get into our top 12s.
Oh yeah. Oh my guy William. What are we doing?
Oh great, the Wings are losing to the Panthers. That's
let's go, Will. Let's go.
In other news,
talk that talk. Let's go.
Are they really getting their ass beat? I was watching the first. It's 0-0.
Are you sure?
According to my app, it's 0-0.
Let's consult my app.
It's 2-0.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, goals from Appleton and Patty Kane.
Oh, y'all
greatest American player of all time.
Oh,
shout out Willie. Thanks for using the chat.
He said he's kidding.
I see it. He says 2-0 now, but
that's my guy, Will. That's another Millbrook legend.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Just to kind of move away from the Big Ten, I think there's two.
I'm tired of it. Although my last point's going to be about a Big Ten team, so
I got two on the SEC on my conference.
I got two also.
Had no business playing that game.
That's not even one of my two, but yeah, I completely forgot about that game.
No business playing that football game. The man was bleeding out. He looked at his thumb every time he threw the ball.
That thumb was not in. It was not in game shape.
And to Texas's credit, we've been dogging the kid all year. Arch looked kind of good.
That was probably the best game he's played this season. Considering factoring in opponent and everything, that's probably the best game he's played all season.
Yeah, one of the better defenses in the country, and
not even one of the better, one of the best defenses in the country. That he just kind of diced up a little bit.
He looked good. And that scares me.
The problem is, are we going to get that again next week? Because I feel like that's the thing with him is we've seen the flashes of brilliance and we've seen Arch for most of the season, which is the opposite of that. So I'm cautiously optimistic, but I kind of like where it's heading because I want him to succeed. He looked good.
He looked good. I think probably the biggest story heading out of the Southeastern Conference last week is another team that refuses to play 4 quarters of a football. Well, refuses to play a first half of a football game. Great second half team. Was the ball over the goal line? Sure damn looked like it.
It sure did. I got notes on just the circus that was this game at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
I thought it was called poorly both ways.
It was. It's just the Georgia calls were.
He was clapping.
He's clapping with his fingernails into his paw.
Clapping.
Clap, clap, clap.
Clap.
And when someone yells timeout while they're doing that, they're not calling timeout.
No.
So, I mean, naturally the refs got to let that slide. Did you see
Gruden's take on it?
Yeah.
Top tier media. I don't think I haven't laughed that hard in a while. That was pretty good.
But not only that, but the touchdown as well, or the touchdown that wasn't for Auburn, plus the hold on 3rd down to basically put that game away. Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
It's insane. Jordan-Hare Stadium was a bona fide circus. It again, like you said, it was poorly called both ways. It's just all the true glaring misses all favored Georgia.
I wasn't complaining. I was complaining a lot, but I wasn't complaining about that.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't complain about it either. I'd take that every week, but we know we're not going to get that out of the Americans. So.
That football team is actively taking years off my life. Like, I might die at 55 if this continues.
I'm anxious to see where and if they are in your top 12.
They're still in it, barely.
That's
They're
how
approaching slipping out.
That's how I am. Because you know me, I've been higher on this team than you have this year, and it's your team.
I still don't think they're that good.
See, but I don't either now. Coming into this weekend, I thought they were better than you were giving them credit for, but now it's
They're not good.
They're good. Let's not do that. But they're not 2020's Georgia good. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for free, bud.
This team might lose 2 more games.
No. Who else do you play aside from Georgia Tech, who I think might beat you?
They got a big game this weekend.
You're right.
They still got to play Florida, who looks like they've been figuring things out.
No, stop.
They still got to play Texas.
No, stop. I'm not saying those teams can't have this UCLA arcs, but come on.
This weekend is gonna do a lot for what I actually feel about this team, because I do not have a good feeling about this weekend.
Yeah.
What else you got on week 7, bud?
Speaking of the team that y'all are playing this weekend, they looked rough. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, they were terrible.
A 3-point win against one of the worst teams in the country.
Ole Miss. To be fair, that is the first place team in the Pac-12, thanks to Oregon State being 0-7. But Ole Miss welcomes the Wazoo Cougars into town and looks like Kent State. That was a wretched display of football from Ole Miss, just top to bottom. 24 points against that team and letting them score 21. Yikes. North Texas didn't do that. They gave up, 10 points to that team? Maybe I'm tripping, but they scored like 56 on them. Ole Miss couldn't muster up more than 3 touchdowns and a field goal.
See, I don't even know which way to go with it, too, because I've last week said it, and I've kind of been thinking this way. Like, I think Ole Miss is a fraud.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is, hey, they're actually a fraud, or this was just a major look-ahead spot. It's probably a little bit of both.
Probably. I think they're a top 10 team. I don't think their number I guess they went from 4 to 5 this week, I think, in the AP poll. Even still, I don't think they're a top 5 team.
Yeah.
Also, yes, we do. We do it Wednesdays at 8:00 on the dot. Maybe not on
Twitter,
the dot.
YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah.
It's usually like 8:01 by the time we get on.
8:01, 8:02. But we usually go live at like 7:58. So
yeah. Yeah, that was something.
The only thing I got left. Actually, did you have a point?
I got nothing.
The only other thing I have from this past weekend is about a team in that same state, which I'll get to in a second. How is Washington not ranked? Also, see you, Will. Go Pirates. How are the Washington Huskies not a top 25 football team in the AP poll? But Nebraska is. You know me. Joke. I'm the Nebraska guy. They shouldn't be ranked over Washington.
No.
That's gross.
No. The AP is a joke, and we could do 5 minutes on how the AP is a joke.
Oh, yeah. I do like that they put Cincinnati in. I do like that.
Yeah.
But which is funny because they're one spot ahead of Nebraska, who Nebraska beat to open the season.
Yeah.
The same night as the State ECU game.
Yep. But
interesting.
We can jump into the preview if you ain't got anything else.
I'm good. Let me dip for like 30 seconds.
This 30-second dip is brought to you by the tree that hit my house Monday.
Facts. We're gonna pause. We're gonna pause about 25 seconds for station identification.
I can just kind of lead into it while he does whatever. Tulsa at East Carolina this weekend, 7:30 kick on one of the ESPN channels. Because all we do is play Thursday games. Apparently, don't know why. It's just all we do is play on Thursday. I'm kind of sick of it. Tulsa's a tremendously average team at best.
Look at that.
That was awesome. All you missed was me just telling you who we're playing and that Tulsa's tremendously average.
Tremendously.
17.5 is your spread.
Oh, it moved up a point?
Yeah.
I had 16.5 before.
It was 16.5 when I checked this morning. When I checked this evening on the score app, it was 17.5. So I'm just rolling with that.
I'm at a conference, so I didn't do much during the day as far as prep, but I did a little bit when I got back to the hotel room. And at like 5:30, it was 16.5. So that must have been a recent change.
It's somewhere. It's either, I think it just depends on where you look. It's either 16.5, 17.5, 53.5 is your total.
Ooh, that's a spicy number.
Which I think that's going to be interesting to get to.
I feel like that kind of screams over the way we've played the last couple, or screams under, I mean.
Yeah. This has got to be a bounce back spot. You can't let Tulane beat you twice. Like I said, Tulsa's tremendously average.
It could not be more average.
They have chosen their starter for this week. The man's got 3 INTs and 4 touchdowns. There's not much of what I've watched of this Tulsa team, which, to be honest, ain't a whole lot. Most of it was last week when I watched the Tulsa Tulane tape, which I had this realization last week, and I'm getting to use it now. The one part of this Tulsa team that is impressive is that defensive line. They got one guy with 4.5 sacks, and they got
they got to do with 6 sacks.
Yeah,
Burnett.
Jadon something. Yeah.
Burnett, yeah. He's a dog.
They have 15 sacks on the year. And we're going to see what this offensive line's made of now that we're having to reshuffle the deck a little bit.
That's a GATA team. That's a get after that ass team.
Yeah. The passing game's got to click at some point because our running game is lackluster. I think it's lackluster, and I also don't think we lean on it enough at the same time.
Yeah.
And now we have 4 running backs, so that's great. We got I heard a take on Igo show,
not?
And I'm curious about this because he said it out like it kind of was a flashing light in my head. Do we have too many weapons?
Ooh.
Like he said that, and I was like, huh. Are there too many mouths to feed on offense right now? Do we need to just dumb this down?
That's a damn good question.
I thought it was a great point. I mean, they do great work on 94.3. I mean, obviously we somewhat compete with them or hope to compete with them, but clearly
that'd be cool one day. I'm not going to call us a competitor of those guys. I'm gonna give them in Pirate Radio their crowns, but
yeah. But yeah, they said that, and I'm like, that is a really interesting point, and I don't think it's wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
for whatever reason, the communication between Smith and Caton has not been there. We're subbing guys in and out all the time. Yeah.
Mainly Anthony, but Yannick, I mean, he the last couple of weeks hasn't been super involved. I mean, and then you factor in Brock, plus, like you said, we have 4 running backs, basically. We have 2 tight ends. Yeah. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
It just, I almost think you have to dumb it down at this point, which stinks because I actually loved our coming out, throwing 2 passes to Mike Wright to start the game. Didn't see him again.
Sick. No, of course not.
But is Yannick gone next year? Probably.
I mean, it's probably a Chase Sowell type situation, but you got to think the numbers have to be there for that to happen. We know the talent.
Yeah.
And Anthony Smith, I believe, is gone after this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I think he's running out of eligibility. So if he does stick around, there's his opportunity for the numbers if he wants to stick around and be the guy. Because I think Brock is gone too. I might be wrong.
I think you're right.
I can't remember.
Or senior, I can't remember.
He might be a junior. Regardless, I feel like leaving. Unless he lucks into the perfect situation, I don't think leaving would necessarily behoove of him. But I don't know.
The problem is we just don't have the money to keep. If he gets paid to go anywhere, I don't know if we have the funds to keep him.
Yeah. I mean, you look
Just
at Chase.
being
You look at
honest.
Chase Sowell. Iowa State gave him a bag, and he has done damn near nothing this season. So, which I mean, that team's solid at their skill positions, just like we are. So I can't necessarily fault him. But early on in the season, I thought he was going to be their breakout guy, and he didn't do it a
Yeah.
damn thing. So
I mean,
I don't know.
just to read off the Onyx numbers: 29 receptions, 370 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Which
I feel like that
is
I feel like that
4 more
touched.
receptions than he had last year.
Damn.
Yeah. He had 25 for 434 last year.
And who is this?
Yannick.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's crazy that he's already got more than he had last year, but only has what, 2 touchdowns? You said.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that. It's tough. It's tough. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's a lot of between that and what Igo said, or whoever on Igo's show said about the too many mouths to feed. That's damn good food for thought because I'm stumped on both of those right now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we do have hella options. The problem is we don't know how to utilize all of those.
No.
And so that's, I feel like, what's holding us back. But
just kind of like pull us back a little bit.
yeah.
How are you feeling about this game?
I feel like we'll win comfortably, but I don't know if it's necessarily cover comfortably. If that number's at 17.5,
even if it's at 16, I don't think we cover.
I mean, it's like, again, Tulsa is not a very good football team. But then again, I mean, you look at the sack numbers that they've put up. I feel like our offensive line could get exploited here with the injury or injuries, I guess, plural, potentially.
Yeah.
And just how they haven't looked consistently good for more than 2 drives at a time all season, it feels like. So
Yeah.
I don't know. If I was to give a score prediction, I'd say we're like, I think it's like a 31-17 maybe. Something like that. We win by a couple touchdowns.
So like you were saying, with their ability on the D line and our banged up and somewhat lackluster offensive line, and then you look back at last week and our receivers could not get any separation. I think that is a scary, scary, scary thought, because if they're able to get in the backfield, which they've proven they can, and we can't get guys open, like, it's going to be and the run game continues to be what it is. Although, like, you look at our yards per carry and they're actually pretty good. That's why I'm like, it hasn't looked great, but it's also like, we don't run the ball. We just don't.
It was, even when we tried to early in the season, it wasn't good.
No.
But now I feel like they've kind of figured it out a little bit. It's just we're still stuck on not really toting the rock a whole lot. Plus, again, back to what we were talking about, we have no consistency with who's going to be our running back on any given drive.
I think it should be Gunn, personally.
Yeah. Oh, shit. TJ Engelman looked pretty damn good.
Looked great last week.
And if you played College Football 25 Dynasty or what's it called? Career or whatever in College Football 25, you know that TJ Engelman was projected to be a world beater because he would take the starting running back job in a heartbeat. But now we actually got to see it play out in real life a little bit, which was interesting.
He ran the ball great against Tulane, but I am worried is an understatement. Not going to predict us to lose, but I don't even think we come close to covering. I think this is a 7-point win. Call it 31-24.
Yeah. So we're both on the 31. Mark our words. ECU will score exactly 31 points.
31 points. You heard it here. It's going to be interesting. Michael says it's going to be 51-13.
I love it. I love it.
Love it. I love the enthusiasm. Before we jump into our top 12s, a little self-advertising. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Keep using the chat. We're having fun with y'all. Actually love y'all being involved in the chat. If you're on Twitter,
this is the most action we've seen in a while in the chat. I like
it. Give us a follow on Twitter. Like, retweet, all that good stuff. Twitch, subscribe. I'll do my top 12 first because I will never host the gambling segment first because I am terrible. I had a bunch of shakeup in my top 12. Obviously, as 2 top 12 teams lost. Or at least in mine. Ohio State, new number 1 team in the land for me, up 1 spot. Miami right behind them, up 1 spot from last week. They move up because Oregon. Number 3, I got Texas A&M. Right now, that's where I like them. Number 4, I got Indiana. I think you could flip-flop either of those 2 teams.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I flip-flopped them.
All right. I'm flip-flopping this right now, even though I got this team written down at 5. I'm not putting them at 5. I'm putting Texas Tech at 5. On major fraud alert. Major fraud. Ole Miss at 6.
Oh, that's high. I have them 2 spots back, but
just they'll be out of the top 12 by next week. Hopefully,
they didn't do anything for me on Saturday.
Number 7. Keep trying to tell you, it's a good football team. Alabama.
Yeah, we'll get to them.
Number 8, Georgia Tech. Number 9, despite losing to Indiana, I keep them there. Oregon. I still think they're a top 12 team in the country. They just might be the 3rd best team in the conference. Number 10, I got my Georgia Bulldogs. They are subject to slide out of here as well. Number 11 is Tennessee. And number 12, I'm putting Notre Dame because I keep telling you they're going to make the playoffs, and I'm starting to make my top 12 be the playoff 12, and they're going to be there.
Well, then you're going to need a G5 in there somewhere then.
And we're waiting.
All right.
I got to see it play out first.
So our beginning and ends of our top 12 are very similar. I also, again, have Ohio State number 1. I've had them there for a few weeks now. I think they're far and away the best team in the country. Behind them at number 2 is Miami, who I think is the bona fide 2nd best team in the country. I think there's Ohio State, small gap, Miami, and then a gap to the others. Where number 3, I have the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yes.
Damn, that's a good football team, dude. You know who else is a good football team? Like you said, the Texas A&M Aggies. I think that's your top 4, no matter how you slice it.
I think it's clearly the 4 best teams in the country, and I think once you get past them, I think there's a bit of a gap.
Are you ready for this?
Yep.
Number 5, the Alabama Crimson Tide. So much for me not being high on them. I got them ranked higher than you.
Yep.
That's a good football team. I hate to say it, but they are.
Team. Ty Simpson can flat play. Dude's a baller.
At number 6, I have a team that I had at number 3, and I don't think losing to the new number 3 team is enough to push you that far back. Give me the Oregon Ducks at number 6. I still think that's one of the premier football teams in all the land. And I don't have them dropping quite as far as you do. Number 7, right behind them, I have Texas Tech. That's honestly more based on just I'd like to see them go beat another team that I think is very good. I mean, you know how I feel about Utah, and they manhandled them. It's just that's kind of
all they got right
Yeah,
now.
from a macro standpoint, that's kind of all they've done, you know. So I got them at 7. Number 8, I have Ole Miss, but I had them at number 4 last week, so I feel like dropping them 4 spots. It might honestly be a little harsh, but I feel like they slot well into that 8 spot. Number 9, right behind them, I have the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. That is I, I almost liken them as far as just their fun meter to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are the most fun team in the NFL this year. Georgia Tech
Yeah.
is just a fun team. Like every time you turn on a Georgia Tech game, you kind of don't know what's going to happen. Aside from
It's a crapshoot.
you can assume that they're going to win. But I mean, I watched a lot of that game against Wake Forest. God knows why, but I did, and
Why would you do that to yourself?
because it was a 1 point overtime win, it was crazy. Uh, right behind them, I have the second best team in the state of Georgia, the Bulldogs, coming at number 10. Um, that might be a good bit of hyperbole, but I don't know. I feel like at this point, Georgia
Right
Tech
now,
has earned.
Georgia Tech looks better than they do.
I think Georgia Tech has earned the right to be placed ahead of Georgia. And like you had Georgia at 10, and you had Tennessee at 11. That's what I have too. They're a new entry into my top 12 this week. Um, I think that they are a very solid football team.
Yeah.
They haven't really done a whole lot as far as like as far as like really shocking people about how good they are. I feel like they're just week in week out they just keep playing solid. Um, and if the AP is not going to rank Washington, damn it, I will. Give me the Huskies at number 12 just because they deserve to be ranked in some poll this week.
No. All right. There you go. There's our top 12s as we head into a week 8 slate that I think the SEC just truly dominates. 3 big games coming from that conference.
Yep.
Great matchup in the Big 12. Everyone else, I don't know what you did with your schedule this week. Leading us off, I think it is at noon. LSU goes to Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Commodores of Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, 2.5-point favorites. 48.5 is your total.
I stayed so far away from this game.
I avoid it like the plague.
I I don't know what to feel at all about this game. I mean, I feel like we have a better understanding of what Vandy is, which is funny. Um,
Yeah.
LSU, I mean, how healthy really is Nussmeier?
Doesn't look healthy.
No, South Carolina had that man limping half the game. He still just straight up beat him, but I don't know. I his health worries me.
Yeah.
I truly don't know where to lean in this game.
I'm with you. I'm going to lean Vandy just because they're at home. And that's literally all I'm basing it on.
That's probably where I would go to just because it's Vandy, honestly, and I
Yeah.
want to, and so I'm going to. But because this
I
LSU
just,
team just hasn't impressed me at all. I mean, they've won plenty of games. It's just they haven't looked
they
spectacular
have
doing
not
it,
looked good.
which not like Vandy has either. But like you said, I mean, the home field is going to play somewhat of a factor, I would assume, unless LSU just turns that place purple. But
Yeah, which is always a chance.
yeah,
I just think I think LSU's mid. I think Vanderbilt's a little better than mid.
yeah,
So that's where I'm going.
fair enough.
Now in Jacob's fraud watch of the week, game of the week, again presented by the tree that hit my house on Monday. Old Miss, the Land Shark Rebel Bears go to Athens to take on the Georgia Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are 7.5-point favorites. Don't know how. 54.5 is your total. Lord knows we can't play defense in the first half. And 3:30 kick, which means Georgia will start playing around 5 o'clock.
Yep.
I think this is a case where if Georgia starts off the way they have against every good team they've played this year, they ain't coming back. They'll make it a game, but they ain't like. I think Georgia loses this weekend. I'm just going to be straight up. I think Georgia loses this weekend.
I'm going to refrain on saying much about this game. Well, I'll get to it in a minute.
I don't think Ole Miss is any good, but I do not love what I've seen from this Georgia team. I just don't. Until they put 4 quarters together against a quality opponent, I'm not going to believe in that football team. Yeah. And hey, they're my lifeblood. I'll watch every game, and I'll be the first one to scream at the TV. But I have little to no confidence heading into this weekend.
Yeah.
Getting us out of the SEC for a moment before we get right back into it. The Trojans take on Notre Dame in what used to be a very pageantry-filled game. I feel like that game has lost a lot of its luster over the last 20 years.
It's because there was a period of time where
neither of them were good.
I was going to say at least one of them any given year wasn't very good. And so, like, you knew who was going to win, and it was probably going to be by a lot. I feel like this is a lot more of an evenly matched game now. Yeah. That being said, I'm going to lean Notre Dame here just because I think USC could absolutely win this game, but with it being in South Bend and with the way Notre Dame has looked just on a more consistent basis, it feels like I would take them over what seems to be a pretty good upstart USC team.
Yeah, a shockingly physical USC team.
Which
I don't know if you saw what they did against Michigan, but they outmanned them.
Absolutely.
I think the 9.5's a little too much for my blood.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think Notre Dame wins. 61.5 being the total's obscene.
Yeah. It's 2 good offenses though without much defensively to back that up.
Yeah.
Again, I think this is gonna be one of the better USC Notre Dames we've seen in recent years. But I think Notre Dame is just going to be too much for them.
I agree. And they play this game the same week every year.
Third Saturday in October.
Tennessee goes to Alabama. Can they repeat what they did last year? Bama 7.5-point favorites, 59.5 your total. What do you think?
I think this game is a shootout.
I think I agree.
I didn't put the
points galore.
I didn't put the over in this game as one of my picks, but I considered it. I think this is another kind of in the same vein, I guess, as USC Notre Dame, where it's 2 offenses that look pretty good without much defense on the other side. But like to the extreme, I feel like both teams have solid defenses, but their offenses are just so good to the point where I feel like it's just going to be just up and down the field nonstop this whole game.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think Bama squeaks one out in a high-scoring game.
I think so, too. Again, it just comes down to home field, really, for me.
I agree. It's in Tuscaloosa. I think Alabama's got the edge probably across the field.
This is the only matchup in this slate we're talking about that I've actually seen in person before, so I'm going to take the team that won the game that I went to, and that's Alabama. So
there you go. Last game we'll talk about before we get into our picks here, probably Paul's favorite game of the week.
I literally, on my notes, I have parentheses, game of the week for me.
I think I could have guessed that. 49.5.
It's the holy war, baby.
Utah is a 3.5-point favorite on the road against BYU in the Holy War. Even though they don't want us to call it that, I'm still going to call it that. Give me the Cougars. Just to boist up ECU. Give me the Cougars.
You have fun. I'm a boost up myself. Give me Utah. This is a gotta have it one for Utah, I feel like.
Gotta have it.
And I think they're gonna have it.
Oh, well. Paul, I hope you had a better week than I did last week.
I honestly don't even know. Let me see. Let's pull up the schedule real quick. I know I lost my first one because I had Florida State covering against Pitt.
And well, they lost.
Yeah.
Florida State has a ACC problem.
Yeah, they have their own conference problem. Let's see. Will this
I think I
load?
saw that they've lost more conference games in the last like 4 years than Bobby Bowden lost in his first 19 years.
That's crazy. Let's see. I had Maryland covering 6.5 against Nebraska. They lost by 3. That's 1-1. That's 1-2 now because remember when I said NC State is going to keep it within 3 touchdowns? Try 4.
I tried to warn you.
BYU money line at Arizona was free money. It was a double overtime game, mind you, but BYU won, and that's all that matters. And then I forgot about this game. Let's go. Hawaii. Hawaii was a home dog against Utah State. They win 44-26.
So you
And
went 4-1.
I just had them covering. Yeah. No, I went 3-2.
3-2. Okay. Well,
because I had Florida State and NC State.
Yeah, that's right. Well, who you got this week, Paul? If you're following anyone on the show, it's him. It ain't me.
Two teams that ECU is very familiar with, considering they are our last 2 opponents, Tulane and Army. Give me Tulane minus 9.5. I have not been impressed at all by this Army team, and Tulane I feel like is going to be able to score enough points to win that game by at least 10. So
love it.
Give me the green wave. This one's a little kooky. The total in the Baylor TCU game is 66.5. Give me the over. Why not?
Jesus.
Give me the over. I think that's going to be points galore. Georgia Tech is a dog at Duke. This Duke team, I recognize that they're pretty good. I'm not sold on them, and I am sold on Georgia Tech. Give me Georgia Tech outright as a 1.5-point road dog against Duke.
Another great pick.
Here comes where you might actually no, you'll agree. I have Ole Miss plus 7.5 at Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah. I would too.
Yeah. I think if they don't win that game outright, they definitely keep it within a touchdown, if not a field goal. So, give me Ole Miss plus a touchdown in the hook. And then I got UCLA minus 3.5 against Maryland at home. Maryland is a solid football team. That is a long trip to make going to Pasadena. I think UCLA covers that potentially with ease at 3.5. So those are my 5 picks. I'm feeling pretty good about this week. I'm not gonna lie.
11-24 on the year.
Oof.
2-3 last week, which is better than my typical 1-4.
Making progress.
Start off in the ACC. Louisville goes down to the U in Miami. I like Miami to win by 2 touchdowns, so give me them minus 13.5.
There you go.
I told you it was a great pick. Tulane will cover against Army at home. Bounce back spot for them. I think they drum them, honestly.
I loved that line.
I saw 9.5. I was like, gimme.
Easy.
Also, I told you it was a great pick. How is Georgia Tech a dog?
Yeah. I don't know.
Give me the Yellow Jackets.
Outright.
Give me the Yellow Jackets. They've been good to me this year, gambling wise. I think they've only cost me 1 time. I hate doing this to a team that A, my dad cheers for. B,
oh no,
I like Sparty basketball. They go to Indiana this week.
Yikes! What's
most
the line?
Most people would say 27.5 is too many points.
My God.
Give me Indiana by 4 touchdowns.
Oh my! That is a cartoon number.
And to bring it back down to reality, Texas A&M, I believe, is at Arkansas, or is it in Jerry World? I feel like the game's in Jerry
It's at
World.
Jerry
Yeah.
World. It's just Arkansas. I think
So
usually plays that game as the home team just because that's where Jerry went. But
yeah. So give me A&M minus 7.5 against Arkansas.
yeah,
I think Arkansas is actually a halfway decent football team. I just think
they're
A&M's in a class of their own in the SEC right now.
yeah. I think A&M's best team in the SEC. Arkansas is definitely an all right team. Offensively, they're okay. Defense is where that team struggles mightily. Um, but so yeah,
And
I think
A&M
A&M
can put some points up.
exactly. I think they might run it up on them.
Oh, well, my talking for the most part in this show is over with. We got one segment left. It's Paul's jersey matchups of the week. Who we got?
All right. So just to hit on some unis this week. Again, doing this on Wednesday sucks because most teams when they play Saturday they announce their uniforms on Thursday. So I'm usually a little bit early to it, and a lot of cool stuff comes out the day after. So I'd say if you are on the off chance actually interested in this segment and me talking about what teams are wearing every week, check out UniWatch. Uniswag is what I go to most often is Uniswag, and then Uniform Authority. They're usually up to date on most stuff. Um, but we got some throwbacks, and it's a big week for blackouts. UCLA is wearing their throwbacks this week, which I love. It's just such a good color combo, like the where basically all it's just their colors, but like pastel, and it's beautiful. Uh, Florida's rocking throwbacks this week, and they look great as always. And then it's blackout fever. Obviously, the Pirates are going all black, which I'll get into that in the helmet segment. Um, Georgia State is, you know how SMU wears those Dallas uniforms and they have a blackout version of it.
Yeah.
Well, Georgia State's wearing Atlanta blackouts this week, and it's pretty sick. Wyoming is wearing some cold blackouts this week, which is going to be right nice. That's all I got on unis. Helmets. New Mexico's wearing their Slobber and Wolf, their Slobber and Lobo throwbacks. And I love ECU's helmet this week. I think we're gonna look
A
so
great
good.
helmet.
That glossy purple with the script pirates and the black mask, that's gonna look nice on the black unis. I do wish there was an out like just a hint of gold, like if like the pirate script was outlined in gold or something. I feel like that'd be cool. But I'm nitpicking. Um,
Yeah.
my uniform matchup of the week, it was also just my game of the week. Whenever BYU and Utah play each other, especially if they do what they did last year and go color on color, where BYU was all blue and Utah was all red, that was just bliss. And so even still, like if one of those teams wears white, I think it's still going to look good. The old head matchup of the week, it can't be any game other than USC Notre Dame. That is just
Yeah.
old school football uniforms in a nutshell. Um, some color overload games. You got Troy and ULM. Just a lot of just that deep red. Ohio State, Wisconsin is just a red out. Ole Miss, Georgia. We'll see. It depends on how much blue Ole Miss wears. Um, Hawaii, Colorado State. Colorado State not in my colorblind games this week, but damn if they're not in my color overload because it's just so much green on a green field. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. You're not going to be able to see anybody. And now, my favorite segment of the week, a few people's favorite segment of the week, which makes me
It's
happy.
definitely mine.
Yours as well. My sister's favorite segment of the week. Let's get into the colorblind matchups. Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio. A little, a
Oh,
little, a little colorblind action. What do you know about it? In that same vein, Northern Illinois, Ohio. We got double colorblind action this week. It's just a beautiful sight to see. Michigan State, Indiana, which you just touched on, and then Oregon, Rutgers is just the brightest red you'll ever see against the brightest green you'll ever see. That's the neon colorblind game. And then we have two potential emergency colorblind warnings. Louisville, Miami, if Miami goes more green than they do orange, which is a possibility. And then FAU USF. Depends on if FAU's wearing blue or red.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen. Those are your colorblind matchups of the week, and that is your uniform report.
Great work as always, Paul.
Hey.
It makes me laugh every time when we get to the colorblind game of the week.
We got double colorblind action.
How can you not be excited?
This is what college football is all about right here.
How can you not be excited? And what is the premier conference in the land?
This is what dreams are made of.
Oh, thank you to everybody that was in the chat today. Y'all made it fun. Continue to do that. We love interacting with you guys. Thank you to everyone that watched. Appreciate it. Give us a follow, like and subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff. We're here 8:00 every Wednesday until the year's over. But that about
maybe even into the postseason. We didn't do that last year. We might have some bowl game and playoff action.
We might
shorter shows, but
I got nothing better to do.
I might jump on here by myself and give you my prediction for every single bowl game. Who knows?
Stay tuned.
Who knows?
But for this week, I think that about wraps it up. I'm Jacob Miller. He's Paul Phillips. This is the Down East Sports Network, and you have watched the College Football Show. We'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Take care, folks.